What's up, YouTube? It's Rochelle Tannen. It's May 11th, 2022. And I want to jump on right quick because I'm supposed to be at work and I got a late start, but I work from home, i.e. the band, because I don't like seeing black women in bonnets out in public. I want to jump back on, and I'm not going to name the YouTuber. Once I name a YouTuber and address them and give my opinion, I'm not going to keep renaming these people because I want to build my shit off my thoughts, my creativity. The YouTuber that just died that I posted about yesterday, that I called the hypocrite and the just say no man with his habit, you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me be clear on something. I found him to be a hypocrite in different things and have my opinions, but black woman, he's right. Who the fuck are y'all fooling? I just walked to the store and there's a 32-year-old girl that works in one of these corner stores owned by Arabs and shit because I smoke cigarettes. And this girl is about 33 years old, and we've talked before. She had her first kid at like 15 or 16, and her daughter's like 16, 17 now. And we were talking about that YouTuber's death, and the first thing that came out this lady's mouth was, I was married. You know what, black woman, let me tell you something. If you're a little girl, little boy that comes from a married household, marriage isn't just something you can say, and it makes it true. Wives have certain characteristics. There are going to be women out here, you know, the last 25% of us that don't have out-of-wedlock kids, that won't be married, and if they're married, it won't be to their black counterparts like it's meant to be, because a lot of you men are full of shit too. But marriage isn't just an image. Marriage isn't just a ceremony. Marriage is just something fly-by-night and that's popular. That YouTuber was right. And again, a lot of shit he says, I already knew. I don't need a YouTuber to tell me that once upon a time, black women were the most married women in American society because we had to be. I didn't need him to tell me that. I didn't need him to tell me once you start making out-of-wedlock babies, it's pretty much a wrap. Because I had grandmothers that told me that. Like my grandmothers, God rest their souls, you don't give away the milk for free. And there is a difference between playtime and lifetime. I done played a lot out in these streets. But I'm smart enough to know that shit ain't no lifetime. And black women, you don't seem to get, it isn't your looks. It is not your looks. Well, I take that back, because some of it is your looks. You women seem to think your fake hair, your fake nails, your fake butt, your fake boobs, that makes you a wife. That's not what makes you a wife. I've seen men. There's a young lady on YouTube. She's a teacher. She's a little heavy set, dark skinned black woman, beautiful skin. She's a teacher. She does a channel that I enjoy watching about teacher stories. And she had a white husband. And she's not one of these assholes that go on YouTube talking about diversify from being black and all that shit. No. She has a white husband. Because it's not so much, she's an attractive woman. A lot of you guys wouldn't find her attractive because she doesn't have a big fake bubble butt and she's a teacher, so you know she white because y'all are so fucking ignorant. She has a white ex-husband and a daughter, and that white man's not with her. Her looks are part of it, but she's a decent, loving woman. You can see it on her videos. She's a good mother, someone good to have on your team. See, men, I don't care the ethnicity. They see that shit. See, my stubborn ass, before my dad passed, and I never thought I'd hear him say this, he said, Rochelle, you can't close yourself off to certain men waiting for a black man. But in my head, I always looked at it, I love my father and my grandfathers, and I always thought it'd be a black man. See, I'm getting that shit out of my head. And it's not that I'm going out looking for other ethnicities, but I know black women, you water yourself down so much, most of these niggas ain't gotta do shit for you. They ain't gotta do a goddamn thing for you. Hell, most of you guys are working a job talking about you independent and you leaving your kids not by this man with a man laying up in your fucking house like an idiot. But I almost said his name. The YouTuber was right. You guys are done. Don't get it twisted. And he was also right. You bitches are too vain. You bitches are vain as fuck. Listen, like I said, when you see me on these YouTube videos from here to forever, if it's not my hair, it'll be braids. And I don't wear a lot of makeup. I'm the type of person, I have sisters that love makeup. I have two of them that I know about makeup. It was just never my thing. But one of the last things my mother told me about makeup before she passed, And I never got out this way of thought, because I know even with that, that's important in the dating pool, because some men like makeup. My mom said to me, Rochelle, don't wear too much makeup because it makes you old before your time. And that always stuck with me. And makeup's supposed to enhance, not cover up. A lot of y'all look so fucking bad and beat up so young. You need your makeup, your nails, your hair, your this and that. And a lot of you, that's the only thing you care about. Y'all have no substance. You can't even hold a conversation about what's going on in your city, whatever city. And the YouTuber had made a comment about Philadelphia having awful women, and I matched that and said Philadelphia has awful men. But he was right about that too. You major city women, not just in Philadelphia, New York, Miami-Dade, out there in LA, down there in Houston, y'all major city women, because I'm from a small city, y'all fucked up. But Philadelphia, yeah, he's right. They got some fucked up women here. And I'm right, there's fucked up men here. They play these kids and shit like it's a game. I told you guys in one of my past videos, I have actually met men with children out here that are 40 years old or pushing, that are talking about they rappers. These same men, they don't have money to go see their children, but they always got money for strippers. That's another thing. I'm sick of that shit too. Stripping for a woman, because I used to love going to the strip club. I would go to a strip club now, but that, y'all, you bitches that are selling these young black girls, stripping is a way to go for a lifetime. You hoes ain't shit. If you were in 2000 sliding down a pole and it's 2022 and you still sliding down a pole and ain't got shit to show for it and trying to compete with 21-year-old women, bitch, you tricks from the Players Club. You ain't shit. And no, young black girls, young black women, hey, I'm all for it. You go get your money, but stripping is something you should do from 20 to 24 and get the fuck out of the game. And if you need to go that route, you shouldn't want to. If you need to go that route, you better stack those chips and do something that's worth it. Not just because you're making a lot of money going to shop on Italian brands and shit and all this other shit. Because you black people better understand, no matter how much money you make, you're still in the underclass. And black women, you continue, and black men, but black women, you continue to put your daughters, and for some of you, granddaughters, in a bad situation because you refuse to straighten up. Now, that YouTuber I found, again, I didn't watch him until that request was made on my channel. My condolences to his family, number one. Number two, I found him to be a hypocrite because I'm from a 2-parent household. He's not. But that doesn't take away from some of the shit he was saying. I don't like Nicki Minaj. I get that YouTuber was trying to get on and some of that image. I got all that. I wouldn't have watched him. I didn't watch him really until I was requested to. But that will take away from nothing. A lot of you black women, you're fucking done. You're done. And you're going to see by the end of this decade how done you are. And over the years, what really pisses me off about black women, this is what pisses me off. I've experienced this. You could be in an office with black women with kids. Matter of fact, I'll tell you guys a story. Before I got this job, I did the same type of work for another company. Actually, that company referred me to this one, and a white girl named Holly, shout out to Holly out there in Newtown Square, got me the job. I was a temp at the time. All the temps at this company were black. All the regulars were white. There were maybe like 3 or 4 really cool white girls. One was becoming a mother for the second time. Now, we're all in our 30s. I was like about 37, 38 at this time. This was a few years ago. There were about 3 white girls. They were maybe 30, 32, 34. And there were 3 black women about the same age. One was 29, one was 35, and one was like 32. When those white girls were in the room talking about motherhood, the black girls would be quiet as little mice. And I take that back. If they weren't quiet as mice, they were kissing these white girls' feet. Because these white women were just becoming mothers at 32. There was this one chick with an ugly name. One of them ugly, made up, asinine names. And don't you dare call them urban names or hood names because they're not. She was 35 and had just became a grandmother. She had her daughter at 16, and then her daughter had her daughter at like 17, 18, give or take. And this black chick would brag when them white girls weren't around how great it was to be a grandmother and da-da-da-da-da. She never shut the fuck up. She never shut up. But these black women didn't talk to me. But I get that a lot with black women. And the sad thing is, I didn't even have to open my mouth. They know some things are spiritual. Now, this black woman, she will only brag about being a grandmother when there was only black women around. When a white girl stepped in the room, she wouldn't bring up being a grandmother. Because y'all know in your hearts you're fools. You know it. And you won't dare step to a white woman. And again, I gotta shout out white women today. And I'll deal with them later on. But white women are the only group of women, besides my late mother. My late mother used to say, take your time, you got the rest of your life to make babies. And make sure you're married. But white women are the only group of women to tell me, in these words, when I was in my 20s, honey, wait till you're 40 to have a baby. Don't go having no babies. Because they get it. Unfortunately, but see, I also know how white people operate. If you're a smart person, white people attract to that shit. Especially if you're a smart black person. And they give you these little gems and nuggets to maneuver through society. I never, besides my mother, including some of my aunts, I never had a black woman say that to me. Because black women like to see you fucked up in the game. Black women are so low, they can't stand to see another black woman without kids. It eats them up. Now, see, black women are good for saying, don't judge, don't shame, you're bashing and all this shit. Be a black woman without kids. Find out who's judgmental, who shames. Black women are so far gone with other black women, they think they can talk to other adult black women like kids. I've had to tell these chicks, I understand you've been having kids since you were 15, but you're not going to talk to me like a kid. Who the fuck is you? Especially when most of you, 75% of you, you're in the worst boat ever. And you're not going to see it till about 2030. Because a lot of you raise your kids in a manner that no one can stand them but you. Ask any real adult. Baby mama, baby daddy kids are the fucking worst to be around. Usually they're unstructured, they're annoying, they're looking for attention, and they have no discipline. They're running around, they get to interrupt adult conversations, and these so-called mothers don't check these kids. And the fathers usually aren't nowhere to be found. Who the fuck are we kidding? Y'all come up with other grown black women and give them hell. See, this is why I can feel it. I'm doing this at the right time because us black women that are in that 25%, we should have been checking you bitches like our mothers checked your mothers. Like our mothers had to check your mothers. You're not better than no one when you got out of wedlock kids' homes. And for the ones that went to college, because black women play that game too. The first thing that come out their mouth, I went to college. Or for the older black women, my daughter went to college and da-da-da-da. It matters not if you went to college. Actually, it's fucking worse if you completed a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD, which I haven't completed any of those because I'm going to stop out. But that's in due time. But the ones that did complete those degrees and brag on your degrees, you're supposed to be the creme de la creme of our race. That means men from other races should be falling at your feet. Because when you go to school, when you go to higher education, you're supposed to learn how to get well-rounded. You're supposed to learn how to talk and deal with other cultures. So if you have a bachelor's degree and you're a single mother, you're fucking worse. You're fucking worse. And no one's going to tell you these things except some of these YouTubers and things. Because another thing y'all don't seem to get, other ethnicities or women love this shit. And if I was them, I would too. I'll take Asians, for example. And shout out to some of these Asian women because they are some of the most stylish women. East Asian women, I love them. They're very stylish women. But this is about business. The diners and things they own in your neighborhoods from LA to New York. The stores they own. Black women, you weren't around here worried about some fucking Remy, some Malaysian hair. And now mind you, these same bitches y'all got kids. You're worried about Remy hair. You can't pass down Remy hair to your daughters and sons. That's nothing that $500 a pop. That's nothing that can be passed down and be prosperous for your kids. Meanwhile, them Asians that are in your hood wearing their own hair, mind you. Those diamonds I see those Asian women with, rubies, emeralds, onyx, and the nice gold chains and the nice wedding sets they wear. That shit can be passed down to their daughters. And guess what, black woman? You're paying for it. We're paying for it. And that should be on your mind and agenda far more than twerking. Far more than fucking purple pink hair, celebrities, fucking rappers, black men too, but black women in this instance, because black men, y'all full of shit too. That should be on our mind as a community. Black women, you should be supporting the teachers of your community, not fighting them. It's bad enough with a lot of you. There's no fathers to come up to the school to support you. And then what do you bitches do from coast to coast? You beat up bus drivers. You beat up teachers. You co-sign your raggedy ass kids' bad behavior in these classrooms. And you're getting to the point no one wants to teach your kids. Y'all better go check out my girl. I think it's Honest Teacher Vibes. I love her real teacher stories. You better go check that black woman out. Because I said a few years ago, I met a nice young white girl here in Philly. She was a teacher at one of these inner city charter schools. And she couldn't even make it a year. Y'all don't seem to understand. Everyone is sick of your kids. Everybody. Everyone's sick of your kids. Soon, if you lose young idealistic white kids that go into your schools, I don't care if they're just going in there to get their student loans blessed. If you lose them and idealistic young black people because you got teacher channels popping up and these are black people saying they quit teaching, you're going to be in a world of hurt. But hey, maybe some of you chicks are too far gone. Now I know some of y'all born at the end of the 80s, y'all are altered any fucking way. And it's almost like a lot of you women are under a fucking spell. It's fucking scary. But what you can't do is shut someone else's opinion down. Or tell them that they're wrong or bashing you or that other shit. Like I said of that YouTuber, that was my impression of him. But again, I hadn't watched a lot of his work. And that was my impression, but I had a father and he didn't. So certain shit I didn't need to hear. And certain shit I didn't agree with when he talked about having a father, because how the fuck would you know? But what he was saying about that value, and especially the videos when he was telling women in their late 30s with 2 or 3 kids, you better be giving that poo-poo away like crazy. He was right. See, I haven't been screwing because number 1, I got injured a couple years ago. Number 2, I don't like the men here in Philly. I'm not celibate though. I just haven't found anyone I'm interested in. Y'all sound like fucking fools talking about you celibate with 3 baby daddies. Fuck out of here. Like he said, you better be giving that shit away like you been giving it away. Now all of a sudden, because these young chicks is on the come up and a lot of them talking them rings, now all of a sudden y'all talking about y'all celibate. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. You gotta be G'd up from the feet up. You can't be half of a G. I'm all for these young women getting rings. I just told a young woman to get a ring while this 30-something lying about hers. And y'all think everyone's stupid but you. But y'all are gonna get rope-a-dope by the end of this decade. Understand. You're gonna get rope-a-dope. But on that note, let me go because I haven't even started work, guys. Gotta get this money. I'm out of here.